A few years ago, I blogged about household tips. I enjoyed sharing what I had learned about keeping house. I love good tips, so it made me happy to share what worked for me and hopefully would work for someone else. I loved comic books since college, and since I love to splash humor into my writing, I got the idea that a comic strip for the blog would be a great addition. There was one problem: I couldn't draw. I knew that I could write the jokes if I had someone to draw them. Having no extra money to hire out the work, I approached my husband who could draw if he would be interested. He wasn't, so my comic idea died before it even began. But it had always stayed in the back of my mind. I just couldn't let the idea of doing a comic strip go. Couple that with a mini midlife crisis, and I decided that I could learn to draw and just do it myself. So I brainstormed about what kind of character I'd like to draw, and I decided that I could draw a flower right now. I doodle flowers all the time anyway, so I felt confident that I could draw a representation of a flower. I drew a daisy with her circular center and oval leaves, and I called her Daisy because, well, she was one, and as a nod to the British show Keeping Up Appearances, where all the sisters are named after flowers. I wanted Daisy to be oblivious to situational awareness and work jokes from there, like when Rose calls her a weed. Daisy doesn't really take it as an insult. It's just how Rose communicates. My first comic with Daisy was where she is plucking her petals, saying, "He loves me," and then says, "Ow," and then picks another, saying, "He loves me not," and ow again. She knows it's pain to do this, but she heard love is pain sometimes, so she bears it. I loved vector graphics. Those clean lines are just beautiful, so I used Inkscape to make my comic. I added a snail to the cast, since I wanted there to be an unlikely friendship since snails eat vegetation. They are friends despite who they are. The jokes were around flower humor, which I quickly learned that after a few comics, I was running low on content ideas. I will occasionally do a Daisy comic when the muse strikes, but she is unreliable, so that's why there aren't any more than there are. My current comic, Magenta Sketches, is more focused on family shenanigans, and I have 2 live-in muses for material, and that idea well runs deep. The challenge is to make it funny in 4 or less panels. Thanks for listening. Until next time.